Technology over the past few decades has enhanced many environments, such as workplaces, social lives, and schools. Yet certain types of technology have different outcomes on behavior and productivity. Phones are the most commonly used device nowadays, with people of all ages and across the world using them. Phones can be taken anywhere and are used for almost anything: maps, communication, social media, work purposes, and more. As elementary and middle school students, technology is a new way of learning. Yet, is it really only used for learning? Children are easily distracted and can get off track by learning on devices, even high school and college students as well. But as a young age, dependency on phones has grown massively over the past few years. With games, television apps, and many other options for distractions, phones have become a controversial topic regarding children in schools. Should phones be allowed in elementary and middle schools, or should they not be allowed in these learning environments? According to Anomaly.org, a website that consists of many opinions on phones in schools by clinical psychologists, college students, curriculum directors, and more, there are multiple views on this subject. I completely agree that phone usage can and often does impede kids from engaging fully in their education and with the people around them, and I believe that schools should take some intentional actions recommended for parents and leverage tools. She says that it is overly important to teach children how to properly and constructively use their devices in educational environments if they are allowed. Dr. Levy-Warren uses the term peer-to-peer accountability as a good way to help children stay focused. She also stresses the do not disturb option on phones and devices to be turned on when they are not needed, to be used to limit distractions. Overall, Dr. Levy-Warren believes that it is important to have phones or devices only used in critical ways, or they should not be allowed at all. Next, the Harvard Gazette wrote an article called "Do Phones Belong in Schools?" This article starts with a statistic. 77% of U.S. schools moved to ban cell phones for non-academic purposes as of 2020, according to the National Center of Education Statistics. But some Harvard experts say that other options should be considered about learning how to constructively teach with technology instead of against technology. As everyone knows, during the pandemic, school was switched to virtual or part-time in person. Once school went back to in-person after the COVID-19 pandemic, there was a major uprise in technology usage in school environments. I think it was hard to break a habit of using technology, Victor Pereira, a lecturer on education, stated. He then discusses that designing better learning activities, taking into account what all of the students are interested in, will increase classroom activity and limit cell phone usage. While doing this, he says that teachers can incorporate using cell phones and technology in these learning activities for school-related purposes only. He concludes that if phones are used correctly and constructively in learning environments, they should be allowed. But in the end, how hard is it to have young students stay focused and not get distracted on devices? Finally, the Rice School of Business published an article and study by the professor of marketing, Vikas Maitel, whose main focus is how to plan strategy and improve execution to achieve growth in students. He quoted Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis when he said, "I think a school district is totally within their rights to say, you know what, leave your phones in some cubby or something, go sit in class and learn. And if you get it at recess and you want to text people, that's fine. But they should not be on their phones being distracted from the lessons," he concluded. With this in mind, as of 2022, 61% of parents with children in schools agree that they would support banning cell phones from classrooms. The majority of parents and principals support restrictions on cell phones in K-12 learning environments. The reason for favoring this is due to the arguments that they distract students and diminish focus, can provide students access to questionable content, increase cyberbullying and other disciplinary issues, create physical and mental health illness, encouraging cheating and potential exposure to sexual predators, according to the Professor Maitel. In conclusion, banning cell phones in elementary and middle schools is a necessary step to ensure a focused, safe, and healthy learning environment for students. The presence of cell phones in classrooms contributes to distractions, diminishing students' abilities to concentrate and engage within the educational material, which leads to hampering their academic process. Additionally, unrestricted access to the internet on mobile devices exposes young students to questionable content, increasing the risk of encountering inappropriate material. The potential for cheating is also heightened, as students can easily access unauthorized information during tests or assignments, along with the psychological and physical health issues linked to excessive screen time, such as increased anxiety. Most concerning of all is the risk of exposing children to predators and dangers of the online world. In order to an environment where students can stay and focus on learning, interacting in a positive and supportive way, and protected from digital risks is crucial. For cell phones are banned in schools, particularly in elementary and middle schools where children are most vulnerable.